Greetings, hello, and welcome to today's talk. Today is August the 3rd, 2022, and there are gnats or flies or something all around. You may see there's a pond behind me. There was about half a dozen Canadian geese. Hopefully something will disturb them and they'll all take off so we get to see them. Miss Carol, how do you put up with those boogers up there? They seem to be rather invasive and annoying down here. I'm not sure why they're down here in the summertime. I guess they went further south and then came this far north for the summer. All geese are kind of annoying as far as I'm concerned. They poop a lot and they are rather mean if you get too close to them, so avoid the geese. And hopefully I don't swallow any of these bugs, because even though the powers that be are trying to get us to eat more bugs for protein, I still prefer the beef and chicken, fish, and that kind of stuff. Well, hello, this is Chip, and the channel is Chillin with Chip, and we are chilling today in Claude Park in Loudon County. I think it's actually Sterling, Virginia. I have relocated from Fredericksburg. The house sit ended. I should have put on the hat my last host gave me from Myrtle Beach. It's in the car and still has the tags on it, but that would probably have kept the bugs away and you could have seen it. Anyway, I have relocated last night to my parents' house, so let me bring you up to date on house sit number 1 that was extremely successful, and I'm awaiting number 2. It starts in about 7 days, 7 or 8 maybe. This one ended a day early, which unfortunate. Oh, there's a breeze. Good, maybe it'll blow some of these bugs away. And they're calling this a heat wave. It's supposed to be over 90 for 3 days. Ooh, Texas would call that a cool front or cold front. And I hope, well, the sun is over here, so I don't think it's glaring on the screen too much. But let me bring you up to date. Have I made the right decision to go full-time, location independent digital nomad? Well, I think I have, because 3 days ago I didn't have to pay any rent. Woohoo! So that's a big savings, and I'm staying in nice places, and as you can see, I'm much tanner now than I was 2 weeks ago because I had access to an outdoor swimming pool for the last 2 weeks. And today I laid out, my parents' place has a kind of like a greenhouse with an indoor pool and hot tub, which I thought the hot tub was broken, but I talked to the lifeguard today and he said no, the bubbles are working now, and they have been for a month, but I just assumed it was still broken because it has been broken most of the time since Thanksgiving, which is in November in the US. So anyway, I arrived in Fredericksburg almost 2 weeks ago. I don't even know what day it is. Oh, it's Wednesday, August the 3rd. And Jackson was cool to house sit for. He was very spoiled, but very loving too, but not a cuddler. He would never come over unless he wanted a treat. Then he would talk to you. There's the young man that works here without his uniform on. I talked to him on the way to the visitor center. There's lots of wildlife. This is actually a rather big park to be in such an urban setting. But remember, Loudon County was not real urban when I worked at the trail. That's probably half a mile behind me, the W&OD trail, when I was in that boy's age, about high school, or college actually. I was going through college when I worked as a ranger at a park that went through Loudon County, and I don't even know if this one was open then. But I'm sure as it got developed, they made developers give them so much land and whatever they call that, not grievances, concessions to get permits and all. And this is a lovely area. Oh, I hear somebody. Oh, that may be him talking. I don't know if you can see the big pond. I should look this way. There's a big, I think an acre pond here. There's a little dock over there you can go fishing on. It's controlled by the Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries, so if you're over 16 you need a state-issued fishing license, which you do everywhere in the state unless you're on your own property. I do remember that from my park ranger day. I about just got a gnat in my eye. Fortunately, didn't go in. So back to the decision to be a house sitter. Yeah, I'm enjoying the time with my parents. Oh, I was telling about their pool. It's kind of like a greenhouse. It has sliding doors on either side, and then there's a deck on the west side. So I got there, I guess about 12:30 or maybe 1 o'clock. The sun was very, very hot today, so I only stayed about 30 minutes. And Dad texted me, Mom wants some French fries, so I'm going to McDonald's. You want a quarter pounder with cheese? Of course, he's got a coupon, buy one, get one free. So I said, sure, I'll take one. So I had an Egg McMuffin for breakfast and a quarter pounder with cheese for lunch. That's not exactly the ketogenic way of eating, but you know, when you're with your parents, you do what you do. I expect to gain a little bit of weight this week. I did lose some last week. In fact, I touched on 220, but I didn't quite get beneath it. Then I started creeping up again. We went to the movies. I bought a pizza somewhere. Oh, I think when I helped my friend unload her storage. And here again, remember, I've only booked house sits generally, well, all the way through November, where I know somebody close by that has a spare bedroom for me, just in case. This one, well, I had a friend in Fredericksburg, but we unloaded most of the storage room into her spare bedroom. So yes, technically I could stay there, but it would have to, it would involve some cleaning up of the stuff that she's sorting out from storage. So I did use that room when I house set for her when I first moved here back in March, I guess, March or April. I'm not sure when I did the actual cat sitting, but no complaints so far. In fact, I've been contacted by a lady in a town called Herndon, which is, I went to Herndon High School for the mornings of my senior year to do a horticulture class. So it's only maybe 5 miles from here. She has a sit for one Labradoodle. I think it's 8.5 years old, for like the week just leading up to Thanksgiving and the week leading up to Christmas. So that would be ideal to be in this area, be close to my parents, even if I need to go to their house on Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day. That's all right, because since they're in a senior community now, they're really not hosting the holidays like they used to in their home. We'd probably go over to my sister's, or maybe my brother would come down, I don't know. I was here last year, but Mother was in the hospital, so that was kind of a non-traditional holiday. I guess we can start making traditions again. My sister's only 5 or 10 miles from here. My brother's about 3.5 hours. Mom is really not up to traveling 3 or 4 hours anymore. Though I don't know when they went to see the family, my brother and his family, the kids, the great-grandkids now. I plan to go up and see the great niece I have never met, that's about a little over a year old now, on, I think, September the 10th. I will have finished the house sit just a few miles from here, so you may see more of this park as time goes on. Once again, it's called Claude Park, and it's a Loudon County Parks and Recreation Department park. I'm trying to see the time. I will be with my parents about a week. In fact, Dad was writing down the schedule today. I'm with them for, I think it's 9 days now, since the Fredericksburg set ended a few days early, which is okay. I probably slept longer last night than I have since I got there, because you know, the dog needs to go for a walk like at 7 or 8 in the morning, and he was in the bed with me most of the time, moving around, walking over my feet to get down to the steps. He was a little dog, so he needed steps to get up and down into the bed. He slept a lot of the night, but I'm just not used to having somebody else in bed with me. So last night I had the bed to myself, I had the room to myself, and I think I slept a little bit over 8 hours. So I'll probably catch up on sleep for a few days. I do have a Zoom accountability call tonight. Unfortunately, over the last week, half of our group has abandoned the call. I guess they've gotten as successful as they want to get, or they're so far into a project that they don't need the accountability. I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of sorry to see them go. They always, you know, when you have 10 people, it's a good blend to where you can bounce ideas off of people and everybody's got different input. So as you're moving forward, getting advice from others is always very good. So I imagine Dr. Hardy's group will add some more people to us. I'm believing that a whole lot of people just signed up for the second half of the year, so he should have some new people. Of course, new people have their own challenges. They don't know you. I'm kind of new to this group, even though I started in January. I was new at the time. I think 7 of them had been together last year. And I haven't been attending the group I had last year because they meet on Monday nights, and Dad set up the marbles game that I'm a participant in on Monday nights. But I realized that now that I'm not driving home on Monday nights, I could probably meet up with them. Just rush back to the apartment after the game and set up my phone or wherever if I'm going to be 3 miles from here. That's a whole lot shorter than a 45-minute drive. So I might be able to rejoin. I meant to rejoin them in Fredericksburg, but then I just forgot. You know, that there was something I could be doing on Monday nights. But traditionally I have a accountability call on Wednesday night, and then I have my staff meeting for the charity that I'm an employee for on the leadership team on Thursday nights. Mom and Dad don't play any games on Wednesdays, but they do on Thursdays, so I should have the place to myself tomorrow night to make the call. And then I think I am at the house sit next Thursday. I'll have to look. Like I say, I'm a little bit out of whack because this one, the first one, ended a little bit early, but nothing bad to say about it. There's a link in my Koji link down below if you want to sign up for Trusted House Sitters. 2 people already have, apparently. I don't know who they are, but thank you. I now have 4 additional months added on to my contract with them, so 16 months. I've only paid for 12, so that's really good. And I've heard of some people that have gone 5 and 6 years and never having to repay because people just keep signing up. And it's a deal, you know. If you're going to board a pet, even just one, $200 a year is less than you would pay even for like a 2 or 3 night trip. I think when I searched in Fredericksburg, the cheapest I found was $50 or $70 a night. So, you know, this lady was gone almost 2 weeks, so that would be what, like $700 or something, and she got to pay, or even if it was only $40 or $400, she only paid maximum of $200 for a whole year of house sitters coming in. And as soon as she got back, she brought me a baseball cap from Myrtle Beach, which I chose the one with the red, white, and blue in the Myrtle Beach. I'll probably wear it tomorrow, especially if the gnats are so bad. I'm not a big hat person, but it would have come in handy out here, and then I would have been squinting as much. But immediately she said, well, I'm thinking of going to Arizona, where she has lived for like 20 years, in February or March. Great time to go. I'd almost rather go with her than to house sit for, but she's wanting to see if I'm available to house sit, because she's like, well, how'd you get him to eat every night? I said, put the food out, and just threw the kibbles away, which, come to find out, the kibbles are mostly plant-based, and they spray some animal fat on top of them to make the dogs like them. This dog is not that stupid. He ate the beef, the moist dog food, which said it had real chicken and real beef, depending on which packet I opened, and then he left the kibble. So I threw all the kibbles away and told her she don't even need to be feeding him that because he's not eating it. But that also makes the poop softer, so when he has an accident, or even when done, you got to pick it up in the neighborhoods, you know. So you're trying to get this bag open, and he's running away because it does stink. Eating whatever he was eating did not. It was not a mild odor, let's put it that way, but that's a small price to pay for no rent. So I'll be here with Mom and Dad for about a week more, and then the rest of the month I'll be in a house that valued at over $1 million and like 4,000 square feet for the rest of the month into September. Then I'll be with Mom and Dad for a few days, and then I'm at a house not far from the beach in North Carolina. And then I'm still working on October. Preliminarily, I'm going from, I'll stay with a friend in North Carolina a night or 2 maybe after the sit ends. She's only like 10 miles away. And another lovely house, the one I visited in June. And then I'm thinking I'll drive to Branson for a week because Faith Life Church is putting on the Week of Increase conference that I've been up there for before. So I'll use a week in the condos that I can rent through my membership. And then I'll go to Texas, pick up the last of my stuff, which is mostly wall hangings and a couple of, or a table and a lamp, a big lamp. a table that my parents bought and I inherited when they sold their house. It's very pretty ship's wheel with glass and all that. And then I'll come back here, and then it looks like we're going on a cruise to Aruba, Curacao, and a private cruise line owned island off of Haiti from Fort Lauderdale the second half of October for 8 nights on the boat. Ship. I guess it's a ship, not a boat. I think boats are smaller and ships are bigger. But anyway, then I have to be back up here like November 2nd for my 4th and final house sit that I have reserved at this point. I'm trying not to book too far out, but I do want to make sure I'm in this area at Christmas, so I did hear, I mentioned the lady in Herndon. Anyway, things are going well. I highly recommend Trusted House Sitters after my first house sit. Well, second scheduled, but first that executed. It's a lovely day here. Like they say, we're going into a heat wave, which means it'll be over 90 for 3 days. Maybe I'll feel like I'm home in Texas. But Texas is about 103 right now, so probably not. But I'm enjoying it. I'm getting tanner. I want to be dark like a lifeguard by the end of this summer, by the time I go on the cruise. Anyway, y'all have a great day. I think I need another shower. I'm starting to sweat through this shirt, I do believe. There's a subscribe button down here, and then the red button down below. The little red, white, and blue one should take you to a subscribe link. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I look forward to filling you in, hopefully every day, but we'll see how it works out. Love you. God bless. Bye-bye.